The type of not caring that I'm talking about is high intention, low attachment, right? Where you care about the outcome, you care about what's going to happen, but the attachment, how long the pain lasts after you don't get what you want, isn't as strong. So you have high intention. You want this to work out with this person, right? But you have low attachment. And that's pretty much the whole key to all of this. And don't forget, we're having a holiday special using the coupon code MINDFUL to get 50% off all of my courses, and even my new courses, Emotional Mastery, which is based on what this video is about a lot, and my course, The Charisma Blueprint, which is a course to make you become more charismatic through external forms of charisma and internal forms of charisma. You can click on the description down below to check it out. Because a lot of people have high intention and high attachment. And that high attachment is what pushes people away. Nobody ever pushes people away when you have good intentions or high intentions for something, because high intentions means desire. I want something, right? But then the attachment, no, actually high intention means you want something without the attachment, right? I want you, but I am not going to be attached to not having you. And those two differences, those 2 points of views are what separates the people who have a positive attachment style where they could love someone but also let go of someone, versus people who will go through a complete catastrophe if somebody doesn't love them. And the truth is, for example, for me, that was me, right? I remember it took me 2 years to get over a girl before, because I was a very, I'm still am to this day, perhaps very needy, you know. So I want people, and when I lose them, it used to hurt me a lot more. Not as much anymore, right? So this is what this is. And once you start not caring, these are the things that will begin to happen to you. Because again, I'm not telling you to be some freaking Terminators where you don't give a hell about people. I'm telling you to learn to care, but also don't be afraid of the letdown. Don't be, because that fear of being brokenhearted is what causes you to make mistakes. For example, if I tell you to hold a string, right? You know how you have a string and you put it through a needle, right? If I tell you to hold the string and go like this, make a straight line, you'll make a straight line with no problem. But if I tell you to hold the string but put it through the head of a needle, all of a sudden your hands will start shaking because there's pressure, right? What we're removing is removing the needle and telling you to go like this without caring, right? Why? Because the trembling are the insecurities, are the unnecessary mistakes, are when you push people away with your intent attachment. There's nothing wrong with wanting something. The level of attachment is a problem. So let's talk about this. What begins to happen when you do this? One, the first thing is that intense wanting comes with an uncontrollable emotion and insecurity. When you have intense desire, in Buddhism, it also indicates that you have intense pain. Intense desire, a lot of the times, comes because you're masquerading intense pain.
In the realm of desire and aversion lies the heart's constant immersion. Desire, the cause of all suffering, a longing that keeps us from discovering. Aversion, its counterpart in our minds, rejecting what discomforts and blinds. Both sides of a coin we cannot escape, bringing pain as we cling and agitate. But in understanding desire's allure and aversion's grip that we endure, we find the path to freedom's embrace, letting go with wisdom and grace. For desire and aversion, we must transcend to find peace that knows no end. In letting go, we find release.
We use desire to almost bury the pain, but it's almost like burying radiation. It'll radiate through, it doesn't matter, right? So it comes with uncontrollable emotions when you have intense desire, and when you're waiting to get reciprocation from the other person. That waiting comes with a cloud of intensity. And depending on your attachment style, this intensity can be so great. It'll be similar to an earthquake that happens underneath the sea. It'll cause a tsunami of emotions that surfaces, that is uncontrollable, and that that a lot of people can't resist, especially because those feelings come from most people's childhood. And this intense bottle up of emotion shows through shows through your face and your body language in the form of incongruency, where your thoughts, words, and actions are not matching what you're saying, where you're acting confident, but it's almost like it has an awful undertaste of insecurity, where you put deodorant, where you put a cologne on when you have BO. It's like trying to spray cologne on the piece of shit, right? It's gonna smell like cologne, but it's gonna smell like a piece of shit cologne, right? So it's the same thing where a lot of people are trying to act confident, but inside they're hoping to be like so badly, right, with intensity, that they tend to show their insecurity through their faces without even thinking about it. And nothing's worse than getting signs of insecurity and confidence from a person. Like incongruency, it comes across as creepy. Whenever you think of creepy or psycho people, or he's just creepy, or man, there's something off with that chick. Usually, those the off feeling from people is incongruency. For example, I'm talking to you, and you're like, Delexis, I'm breaking up with you, and I'm like, okay, it's okay. I don't mind. It is. I don't care, to be honest with you. I really don't care. Right? There's incongruency. There is like, this means I don't care. My words say I don't care, but then I'm looking down. Well, I don't care. Like you might even see some micro expressions of sadness, and so there you're getting a shit show, like a fucking like an abstract painting done by Jackson Pollock. Like it's just a bunch of shit thrown together, and it's called art. And of course, people are gonna be revolted by it because you're giving them incongruency. So that's the thing. Whenever you consider somebody confident is when they're giving you congruency, when they're honest with themselves. Even if they're coming across as insecure, if they're honest about their insecurity, they're gonna make people comfortable around them. But if you're confident, but if you're insecure and you try to hide it through having signs of confidence, which usually just means you really care. That just means you're attached to the outcome, that you're hiding yourself from the person. It'll just give off a stench of insecurity and push people away. So that's the first thing, right? That it's almost like when you're trying to hide your anger, right? Like I always say, the self is always coming through. Even if you try to hide your anger is going to show through. It's going to show through. You're like, yo, dude, you're tense. You're pissed off or something. You're like, nah, I'm not mad. I'm not mad. I'm good. I'm good. And you give the death smile where you're happy on the outside, but dead on the inside. Now, the second thing that happened is that you feel more confident. You just feel more confident. When a lot of the reasons why we are so insecure and why we tend to push people away is because of fear, right? Our insecurities causes us to, like I said, to send signals that just comes across as just creepy.
Research suggests that attempting to hide insecurity can lead to incongruence in our behavior and presentation, while openly acknowledging and showing vulnerability can actually make us more likable. One study titled The Definitive Book of Body Language, The Hidden Meaning Behind People's Gestures and Expressions, explores the impact of hiding emotions and insecurities. The book highlights how when we try to conceal our true feelings, our nonverbal cues become incongruent with our words, creating a sense of unease or mistrust in others. This incongruence can make us appear less genuine and authentic, ultimately hindering our likability. Moreover, narcissism, denial of the true self, delves into the concept that hiding insecurities stems from feelings of inferiority. The book suggests that denying our true selves and attempting to hide insecurity prevents us from forming authentic connections with others. By embracing and acknowledging our vulnerabilities instead, we create an environment of openness and trust, leading to increased likability. In another study called The Power of Nonverbal Communication, How You Act is More Important Than What You Say, the focus is on congruent and incongruent silent messages. When we display incongruent signals, such as trying to hide our insecurities, it becomes evident through our body language and nonverbal cues. However, when we embrace and express our vulnerabilities authentically, our nonverbal communication aligns with our words, making us more relatable and likable.
And unfortunately, if you're trying to hide your insecurities, you're gonna come across as there's something wrong with you, because humans can sense it. It's like humans can sense when you're not being yourself. They may not say you're not being yourself. What they'll say is just, I don't like you. You come across as a prick. I can't trust you. It's a visceral feeling, right? It's a feeling that has no words for it. And so whenever you stop trying to make people like you, stop showing them how much you care. And I'm not saying not to open up with people. That is not what I'm saying. You could show that you care, but it's one thing caring. It's like the love that you get from a parent. You have love from parents who are super attached to the children to the point where it's overbearing, and then you have love for the child, where it's more of a healthy attachment style. They're both love, but one of them is more constrictive, and the other one gives more freedom. We're talking about that freedom. Now, the problem is that when you want to have control over the person, it just means you have no control over your emotions, because their behavior controls your emotions. So by controlling them, you control your emotions. So by you learning to have control over your emotions through a meditation practice, you don't need to control them. So their validation to you doesn't have as much weight as it did before. And as a result, you lower the pressure. And just like anything, when pressure lowers, it relaxes everything around it, right? Your face becomes more relaxed. Confidence will shine through. Even though you might be showing your insecurity, your willingness to show your insecurity shines as confident, because it's flattering. Children are confident but yet insecure, but they don't hide it. Adults are insecure but they hide it, and that's why they come across as, more dislikable, if that makes any sense. The next thing is that it's okay to want them. Just make sure that the source of your desire doesn't come from a disconnection from yourself. When you're connected with yourself, you're able to provide good emotions. What's connecting with yourself? You are connected with your senses. When you are disconnected and thinking about what other people think of you, you'll notice there's a complete disassociation between you and your body, right? When you're thinking about how people hurt you and how mean people are, any type of thoughts that are based on what other people think of you, you'll notice that you literally lose some sensations of your body. Your thoughts will be animated because the thoughts that you're thinking are animated with a lot of insecurity, and so that insecurity enhances. It's almost like the more insecure, the bigger the fantasy screen of your mind is, and the more intense that screen of your mind is, the more it takes away your conscious awareness of your body to bring it to the conscious awareness of this imaginary insecurity and imaginary image. And by you thinking about what other people are thinking of you, you disconnect to your body. And so whenever you're disconnected from your body, it's almost like opening up the windows and allowing intruders in. And so parts of your body will become numb because of how little you feel them, because you're so in your mind. So that disconnection from your body, because the truth is that by being connected to your body, by feeling your hand, feeling the breath, feeling every part of your body, it really does release positive emotions. That literally but people who have been traumatized, they'll tell you, a lot of those people who are traumatized completely disconnect from their bodies. They have a complete disconnection. So for example, if you're stressed out and you're watching TV, but you're in your head, I might cross right by you and you may not even notice that I just crossed you, because you're looking, but you're not looking. You're hearing, but you're not hearing. You're touching, but you're not touching. You're eating, but you're not tasting. You're listening, but you're not really listening to the song. Things are not being processed. You're not processing everything because you're so self-absorbed on the inside that your senses. So that disconnection to your body causes you to not be aware of how you're coming across. You lose some self-consciousness, not in the positive way where you stop thinking, you stop caring what other people think of you through meditation, and you change, but you're not aware that you changed in a positive way because you're not self-conscious of how you're coming across to people. This lack of self-consciousness is literally unconsciousness, where you're literally unconscious of your body, where you might be having horrible body posture, but you're so in your head that you're not even aware of your body. You're not even aware of your heart. You're not even aware of your breathing. You don't even notice how your feet feel on the ground. That's complete disconnection. And so this disconnection causes people then to want to connect with other people because they don't feel connected with themselves. And this lack of disconnection creates a projection that tends to push people away because you never treat the person as they are. You treat them as an object of self-esteem, right? So make sure that the desire to connect with this person doesn't come from that place. Make sure that it comes from a place of connection within yourself. That's why people say like mindfulness, mindful loving, mindful listening. Even when people have sex, mindfully, all that kind of stuff, right? Like that connection with yourself, that anchoring of yourself allows you and allows the other person to actually feel heard, to feel validated. Because the next thing that happens is that by you learning to connect with your body, and which through meditation, through a meditation practice, you become more grounded, more present in the moment. What happens is that your listening skills increase. And so you will naturally have a natural curiosity, because this is the thing. When you're insecure and you really care about the outcome, you don't really care about what they really have to say, because you're really looking more at you're looking through them. You're looking at another point, and this person is your obstacle. But when you really let go of the outcome, what happens is that you're freeing up that energy to listen. By you being grounded in your body and listening to the person, you'll notice you'll start to develop mannerisms that are positive and pro-social.
One study titled Factors That Facilitate Pro-Social Behavior highlights how meditation serves as a viable approach to increase pro-social behavior. By calming the mind and cultivating mindfulness, individuals become more attuned to their emotions and the needs of others. This heightened awareness leads to greater empathy, compassion, and a genuine desire to help others, all of which contribute to being more likable. Furthermore, research conducted by van der Linden and Rosenthal Sabru explores the impact of meditation on nonverbal communication. When we engage in regular meditation practices, it relaxes us to the point where our speech, facial expressions, and body language unconsciously change. We become more open, approachable, and welcoming, which naturally makes us more likable to others. Additionally, studies have shown that meditation has a positive influence on emotions, particularly reducing negative emotions such as guilt. This emotional regulation achieved through meditation allows individuals to interact with others from a place of calm and positivity. As a result, our interactions become more authentic and genuine, further enhancing our likability.
Mannerisms that makes people feel validated, mannerisms that makes people feel heard, but also you'll stop talking more and you'll let the other person talk, and you'll develop a natural curiosity for the minds of other people, because naturally most people believe that what they have to say is more interesting, that what they have to say is better than what the other person has to say. But through a meditation process, you will learn to develop a deep curiosity of what the other person is saying, of what the other person has to offer. So I've noticed in my life that through this, and again, I wasn't aware of the changes. Like I said, there's a lack of self-consciousness. When you truly change from within, there's a lack of self-consciousness, because now you stop comparing yourself to other people. And that comparison is the consciousness that I'm talking about. That's negative. The lack of self-consciousness, what I'm referring to, is the lack of comparison. Like, oh, how does this look? No, you stop doing that. Now you're just looking at yourself without comparison. So, and you don't even give a fuck about that. And by that, you will allow yourself to develop yourself into this unique person that's you, because the comparison to other people strips you from your individuality. The next one is people will begin to give you what you want. That's the biggest thing. Once you stop, because you still want it, even though you stop caring, you still want it. You still do. You know what I'm saying? Like, I still want my desires. I have my own desires and I still want them, right? But now it's coming to me. Like, I wanted people to like me more when I was younger, right? Because first of all, when I was in the United States, I had an accent and kids made fun of my accent. People did. Like, I had a very thick Hispanic accent, very, very thick, and people made fun of me when I was a kid. And I didn't like that. I felt very insecure, so I wanted to change it, right? I would listen to how people talked and the people around me in the movies, and I would try to remove this accent that was causing me so much indignation towards people, because people would just make fun of me. Like, I'll be honest with you, people would just make fun of me that I didn't know English, and so it just made me more resentful. And so when I was a kid, I just didn't. Well, especially when I came from Dominican Republic, before I had friends, but especially in the first years of me learning English, that was hard making friends. So I just felt pushed away. And so my natural inclination was to be liked. And that caused people to push me away even more. But as I grew up and started developing a meditation practice, what I noticed is that when I truly became at peace with myself, something happened that I wasn't aware of. And that's the key. You're not aware of it. You're not going to be aware of it. If you're doing it the right way, you're not aware, because you stop checking, because you don't care no more. So all of a sudden, people just started telling me, Alexis, you're just more nicer. Alexis, you're just more soft. Alexis, you're more sweet than before. What happened? I'm like, bitch, what happened exactly? What kind of person was I? Was I Satan? Like, what kind of an asshole was I that everybody has to come to me like I just kind of got out of rehab. Anyways, so that's one thing. If you want love, you give yourself the love that you want through connecting to your body, and all of a sudden, people will give you the love. If you're looking for connection, connect with yourself. Learn to be alone. Learn to do nothing and just sit your ass down, looking like a psycho, staring at the wall, being present in the moment. And you'll notice people will all of a sudden want to connect with you. Give yourself the validation you seek, and give other people the validation that they seek. And all of a sudden, you'll notice people will start validating you. The universe has a weird, and I rarely say this, but the universe does have this thing where if you give to people, they'll give back. The next one is you'll be seen as more attractive. That is obvious, and you're gonna attract people not because you're attracting titans, like you're just attracting people, like all of a sudden you have a magnet on you. No, you attract people through not pushing them away. If that makes any sense, it'll look like you're attracting more people, but it's because you were pushing so many people away that it looks like now that you're attracting people. No, a lot of the times it's not about, it's like when you go to the doctors. The best solution isn't to fix the problem, it's to prevent the problem. A lot of the times the best way to attract people is not to attract new people, but to keep the people that come to you, right? And nothing pushes people more away than insecurity. Insecurity will cause you to have so many misunderstandings with the people in your life. Honestly, it's so many relationships ended because of misunderstandings. So many good friendships ended because of misunderstandings. And misunderstandings usually come from a lack of awareness of themselves and others. And this lack of awareness usually happens because they're so self-consumed with insecurity of how they look, of where they stand in the world. And so that type of mindset pushes people away. It just does. And the way to fix that is to connect with yourself, connect with your body, be more present in the moment, because by you not connecting with your body, you stop being able to read people as they are. Connecting with your mind causes you to put filters that whenever you see people, you got to get through that filter in order to get the information. But it's almost like information that's disseminated through many people. The more information goes through different people, the less real it becomes from its original form. So a lot of the misunderstandings don't come because people are blind. It's just because they're just filled with insecurity. And the way to break through that is through the purifying process of meditation. I'm not kidding with you. Like I told you, some parts of your body are numb.
The mind has a remarkable ability to absorb our attention, often leading us to be disconnected from our bodies and experiencing numbness. This dissociation occurs when the mind becomes fixated on thoughts, worries, or distractions, drawing our consciousness away from the present moment and into the realm of thought objects. As a result, we may find ourselves living primarily in our heads, detached from the sensory experiences within our bodies. In this process, the body can store unresolved emotions and traumatic experiences. When the mind strips away consciousness from the body, these emotions and traumas remain unaddressed and unprocessed. This can lead to a buildup of tension, stress, and a sense of disconnection from our physical sensations. One effective way to address and release these stored traumas is through the practice of body scan meditation. The body scan meditation technique involves systematically bringing attention to different regions of the body, cultivating a heightened awareness and presence. By intentionally directing our attention to different body parts, we invite consciousness back into our physical sensations, allowing us to explore and release any tension or stored trauma. During a body scan meditation, as we bring our attention to each part of the body, we create an opportunity for deep relaxation and self-awareness. This practice encourages us to observe and accept any discomfort or sensations that arise without judgment, fostering a compassionate connection with our bodies and facilitating the release of stored traumas. Research studies, such as mindfulness-based stress reduction, a systematic review of randomized controlled trials, have shown the benefits of body scan meditation in reducing stress, anxiety, and promoting overall well-being. Through regular practice, the body scan meditation can help reestablish a connection between the mind and body, facilitating the healing and release of stored traumas.
And I'm gonna tell you something I can't tell people, but I'll tell you this, like I said before, the way you do this is to just sit down and feel your whole body. And you'll notice a lot of parts are numb. You'll notice you may be able to scan this part of your body, but maybe not here. Here, it'll feel like it's completely numb, invisible. So what do? That means that there's trauma here. Trauma numbs the mind and the body. It numbs you. It causes you to lose feeling. Releasing the trauma comes with you feeling this part of the body. Feeling is so much that you can feel it's a vibration. And that feeling is literally allowing consciousness to permeate through that darkness, because it is dark, to permeate through that dead part of your body and give it life. And all of a sudden it'll radiate with life. You will feel it vibrate, and then you keep going to the other part. You just scan your body, as you know, just go like that. Like literally, like this is the speed of the scan. You just scan it with your minds, right? Try to feel it with your body, and you'll notice maybe you don't feel that. Just skip it. Keep in mind that you skip this. And then once you're done scanning, return to this part and feel it for a minute. Just deeply concentrate on this part for a minute. And you'll notice your heart might start pumping more. You're gonna notice that. You're gonna notice like it's like something is different is happening. And then you'll feel it more, and then scan it again and go back, right? That process is the process of liberation. I just told you something that the Buddha teaches, but you rarely see this exact process in any books of Buddhism, because again, I can't teach it. I'm giving you guys the main thing, but please, if you guys ever want to do this, I would recommend you going to a meditation retreat, and they'll tell you how to do it. But for people who have no possibility of ever going, but it's free, that meditation retreat, people, just sign up. If you can't go, this is how you do it. Just sit your butt down and just scan for I do it 1 hour per day. I just did it right now. I did it 1 hour in the morning and 30 minutes, like 30 minutes ago. But that's the process of liberation. You feel your body, and that's how you liberate yourself from desire, right? Not wanting things. Wanting them, that's fine, right? But the attachment is what's different, right? And above all, the lesson that happens is that you're just smoother socially, man. You're just a smoother person. It's one of those things that people notice. People want to give things to people who don't care. It's like the king, right? You have a king who doesn't want to be a king, and then you have the king who really wants to be a king. Who are you going to trust with being a king? The one who doesn't want to be a king. There's something about intense desire that makes people not want to give you that thing. Calm your hot ass down. Stop wanting things so much, because by showing that you don't care as much, not through saying I don't care, but I can promise you, you lower the attachment to the outcome, you're gonna show that you don't care. That's a fact, right? If you do that, it makes people insecure, and it makes people chase you more. It makes people want to prove to you that you should care about them. And it's a powerful thing. And above all, it's liberation. It's internal liberation. And this liberation will have so much more benefits outside of just relationships and socially speaking. It'll have a cascading effect on your whole body and being. All right? All right. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Don't forget 50% off all of our courses using the coupon code MINDFUL. 20% off my one-on-one coaching calls using the coupon code MINDFUL. And I'll see you guys later. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, man.